know when you're about to retire, you start collecting books that you're going to read. They're still there. And I was going to watch all these movies. I would never have to explain to anybody why I never saw Rocky. I was just going to be not have to set your alarm clock. But when you stop and think about what's happening to our country, I don't think I could have actually sat back and enjoyed all those things, knowing what was going to happen to the children. Think about it. A $19 trillion national debt. 19 trillion, and next year this time it'll be 20 trillion. I mean, we can say that number, but can anybody even comprehend what that means? Thomas Jefferson said it's immoral to pass on debt to the next generation. I mean, if we could magically bring him back to today, and he saw what was going on, he would immediately have a stroke and die. I mean, he would not be able to believe what we were actually doing, not only to the next generation, but to multiple generations. To pay back $19 trillion at a rate of something that we can comprehend, $10 million a day. Even that is a lot. I mean, it's a lot of money, but we can at least kind of comprehend that. $10 million a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, no holidays. It would take more than 5,000 years. So you can see, it's not just the next generation that we're robbing from. I mean, we are going as far as the eye can see, ruining life for people. And it's actually worse than that. How many here have ever heard of the fiscal gap? A couple people have. I mean, everybody needs to be very familiar with the term fiscal gap. And please look it up when you go home tonight. Now, no Washington politicians will talk about the fiscal gap. But I'm not a politician, so I will talk about it. Because what it is the unfunded liabilities that our government owes. Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, all the governmental programs, the 645 federal agencies and sub-agencies, what we call infinite horizon accounting, all we owe going forward versus what we have coming back in through taxes and other revenue sources. Now, we should have a lot of other revenue sources because this country owns more than $150 trillion of assets. Now, you give $150 trillion to a well-run company, and just a minimum return of 2% would wipe out our federal deficit. But we not only don't get a return on those things, we actually accumulate debt. That's how inefficient we are. For instance, our government owns 900,000 buildings, real estate holdings. 77,000 of them are either not used or underutilized. At the same time, our government uses your taxpayer dollars to lease over 500 million square feet of office space. And that's just one small area of waste. The Congressional Budget Office has identified $650 billion of waste per year. The House Budget Committee, over a 10-year period, has identified $5.5 trillion of waste. Think about that. And we all are paying for all of it. But at any rate, if we had a fiscally responsible government, what we owe versus what we have coming in would be approximately equal, just like it is in your budget at home. When they're not equal, a gap forms. You bring that forward to today's dollars, that's called a fiscal gap. it sits right now at over $200 trillion. It is